Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Stunningscrochet, and today I will be having like a little yarn haul, as well as I'm going to be working on some items that I need for my next weekend market. So it's going to be like a market prep slash yarn haul. Alright, so first I got these. I got 12 of the Lily Sugar and Cream Playtime colors. These are the 2 ounces. And I got them for about under $40. They were having like a sale on their website, and I took advantage of the sale, obviously. I got that online, so I got it in the mail. And then today I went to Joann's and I got some more yarn, but these are for making scarves and hats for my market. This is the espresso color. I got 2 of these. This one is the Aran warm wheat. I got 2 of these. I got black ruby red, only one because this is the only one they had in store. I was gonna get 2, but they only had 1. And I just got a simple black one because I use black for the border of my scarves. Perfect. And that's everything I got from Joann's this week. I'm just gonna go ahead and open these and put them in my shelf in the back. Probably in the orange one and that one right there. And I guess I'll just bring you guys along. Okay, so first I think I want to get the bases for the scarves out of the way first, which is just making the chain base and then starting off the color pulling. The scarves that I do, they're color pulled, and they follow the granny square yarn sequence, so it would start from the center out. So it would first, example, this one has the light color right there first, and then the next color will be the brown, then the next light one, then the next color, brownish one, and then it will follow by the black one, and then I will go continuously doing that all the way down until I get to the last color, and then from there I start the next sequence of color on top of that one for the second row, and then again the third, and then it's gonna start pulling in a way to where they connect like this in a way. It's kind of hard to explain unless you're like seeing it. So I'm just gonna start it. This tutorial is from It's Time for Yarn, her YouTube channel. I will link it down below. I will actually link down the video. She doesn't necessarily make a scarf with it, but she shows how to do the color pulling, and from that color pulling I saw that, oh okay, so I can do this. I would only have to use 1 skein and it would be enough for a scarf, and then I add the black around on the outside, layer on the outside, and it looks really nice as a scarf. So that's the pattern I'm using, and it's really nice. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm just going to start the bases for both colors, so the espresso one and then the Aran wheat color, warm wheat. And this one I might have to do the base for this one differently. I might be able to get away with making the base for this one, this off-white color for this one. This was like a little bit more yellow, but I wanted to go best with this color right here. Okay, and then the hook size that I'm using is the 5.75 millimeter hook, or otherwise known as a J. This one. And all you really need for this is just the yarn, your hook size. This one's my preferred, a pair of scissors, and a tapestry needle if you like using tapestry needles. Some people like to just hide their ends as they go. I do that a lot. However, with the very last tail that you get from it, you have to use like a tapestry needle. So, okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna start the bases. And I'm only gonna need one of each. And then after that, I'm gonna make a few hats to go with, so people can like pair the scarf and the hat. I have two hat options, which is the Day's Crochet hat. That's the one I've been making. I'll link the pattern down below in the description, and actually they're both her pattern. I just make it chunky, or I make it just one strand, so I make it thinner but it's bigger. It makes sense in my head, I'm sorry. So yeah, I guess I'll just start with this one first because I'm excited to use this one. I love this color. So what I do is I start the base chain and make it a little loose, and I don't even count how many chains to do because it's a pretty long chain that I'm going to need. I just make a few. That's good enough to start. And then I just tie a little knot right here, and I try to get as close as I can to the end. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere from there. I hold the end against my chain right there, and I start from this first stitch in the corner right here. The color pulling technique that is used for this method is the granny cluster. So it's just the granny cluster, and then I don't chain in between. I just go next to I just skip 2 chains, and then I go next to the next to the 3rd chain, and then I do another granny cluster. But I start with the 3 chains first, so. And then I skip 2, and then I start a cluster in the next one. I don't chain, I skip 2 clusters, and then I go to the next one. Chain, sorry, I skip 2 chains, and then I start the next cluster. Here we go. This is my first color. The next one is going to be this yellow one. And I got 5 clusters out of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next color should give me about 9 clusters. And I'm just going to chain just a little bit more. And then I just keep on chaining as I go. Alright, I will update you guys as soon as I'm done with this first, as soon as I'm done with the whole sequence of color. Okay, so this is what I have so far. I did the entire base. Okay, it's pretty long. And now, so this is where the next row starts. I finished all the white. And then when I was one cluster away, I moved up, I chained 3, and I finished my last cluster on top. And now the next color is the red one, and it's gonna start on top of the white. And then after the red, it's gonna come the yellow. It's still gonna be on top of the white, and then it's gonna be the light yellow, and then the brown, and then the white. It's gonna end in the white over here, and then on top on the third row it's gonna start the red again. And that's when you're gonna see the color pooling starting to happen. So I'm gonna leave this to the side, and now I'm gonna start on the espresso color because I just want to have it started because I have a lot of things to do this week for this market. So with the espresso color, my base chain will be in the color black. So I've been using this one, but it's like a thinner, it feels like a weight 3 to me. So I'm just gonna use the new one that I got because that's a true weight 4, and that's what I need for the base and everything else. And I forgot to tell you, I only did this scarf last week, but I had already forgotten. I've been using both of these hooks. So this is a K, this is a 6.5 millimeter crochet hook. Okay, and then I've also been using the J, the 5.75 millimeter hook. I've been using this one for the chain because the chains need to be a little bit bigger for it to flow more evenly. I don't want it to shrink my project. I want it to be all the same length. And then I crochet on top with this one. I do the stitches, and then sometimes I have just a little bit more of the color than what I want to have. So whenever that happens, either I do a half treble crochet on top of one of the stitches so it can, you know, get a little bit smaller the color that I have, or I just go ahead and just make the last cluster with the bigger hook just so it can eat up the color a little bit more, so it's all even. That's the only downside I think about color pooling. A lot of people don't like to color pool because it's inconsistent, and I don't know, it's inconsistent, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of counting, it's a lot of math. I don't mind it because the end product of it is so satisfying to me that I don't mind having to go through the trouble of doing the math or having to work with the inconsistencies of the colors or whatever. I don't mind it. I love doing color pulling. But yeah, that's just a little side talk. I'm very parched, so I'm just gonna go grab some water and start on this next color pulling. I will bring you guys along on this one. I'm just gonna have it on super fast crochet mode so you guys can, I don't know, have something to watch and not just me like cutting in, cutting out the entire time. So I will cut in just a second so I can get my water, but you guys won't see that. It's just gonna jump straight to the crocheting. So yeah. All right, so here it is. I did all of the first base for the espresso color. This is for both of them. All right, so I'm just gonna leave that connected. So now I have the base started for those, and I think that's all I'm gonna do right now. I am a mom, so I have to go do mom stuff, so I'll be back later. Okay, so it is like 7 p.m. right now. Last time I recorded it was like 5. I decided to also use up the red, the ruby red color for also making a scarf. So now we have 3 scarves in the process. So this is the base all done for the brown, and then for the yellow one. So before I continue either one of them, I wanted to say that I'm making these because I have a market. The market that I'm doing is at a flea market because it's where I can get situated fast. And because I have such an abundant amount of items, I figured that it would be faster and easier to sell at a flea market where people can just like, there's all types of people there just gonna look and be like, oh, I like, oh, I don't, you know. I hope that makes sense. So in last weekend, I've been doing it for 3 weekends now. So this next weekend that's coming up will be my 4th. So I've been doing it for a month now. Last weekend I sold some of my biggest items, which was a blanket I have there and 2 scarves. And so I figured that I should make a few more scarves. I'm not gonna make another blanket for the market because I felt like it took me a minute to be able to sell that. But I think scarves will make more sense for right now because it's like the winter time. I live in Florida, so it doesn't get as cold as like New York and stuff. But down here it gets pretty cold, and a lot of people come down to Florida to visit, and they want to like take things up north or whatever. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I have the bases ready. I also want to make some hats. And I don't know if I should make the scarves first and then make the hats. Maybe I should just start one thing at a time. Okay, so I'll just continue with the warm wheat, and I'm gonna make until my yarn finishes. So last time I made a whole skein of the carnation color, which is this one. It's kind of like pink, has like 2 other tones, and has pink. And I'm just gonna stop until I have about this much yarn left to finish off the last row. And that's where I'll cut my yarn and then do the border. So yeah, I just have this here just cause I don't know. Yeah, that's just what I'm gonna be working on. I'll probably take my project to the living room so I can spend time with my family. And yeah, I'll update you guys by the end of tonight when I'm done working for tonight. I'm not gonna finish this tonight, definitely not. But I'll give you guys an update. So, I'll be back. Alright, it is the next day now, and it is currently 11:43, I think. 11:43, and this is how much progress I have on the scarf. Okay. It is definitely pulling, and that's what we wanted to do, right? So I'm just gonna sit here for the next hour or two and finish up the yarn I have left over, which is not too much. I only have like 1, 2, 4, 6 more, I think, rows to go, and that should be the end of the pulling. And then after that, I'm just gonna do the white border to go with it, and that will be the finishing. See how it creates that triangle almost shape in the middle, and then opposite colors for the top. That's how you know it's pulling. Triangle right there. I just love how it's turning. I love this color. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep on working on this. I'll bring you guys along. Me just sitting here. It's probably just gonna be like a time lapse. So let's get to work. Okay, so I just finished it up. I just got to make the border for it, and this is how much yarn we had left over. This is how much yarn I'm going to have left over for the rest of them. Just gonna put it over there. It's hot in my room right now. Hopefully that will cool off a little bit. Okay, so what I've noticed is that the white that I have on the bottom right here is just a little bit too white to match the off-white that's on the actual scarf. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to change the color that I originally had for the border, which was this one. It's really dark in my room, I'm sorry. I have my ring light right here, but like, terrible. This one, and I'm just going to switch it up for this one. It might look the same, but this one's just a little bit more yellow. It's still not the same color, but it matches so much better in my opinion. This is how it looks right here, and this is the other color that I have. It's still like a little bit lighter, not warm enough, but it's what I have, so it should be fine. And because I'm just gonna be crocheting over this and then in between, over and in between, you're not really gonna see this base chain that I have. After I'm done making the border, it's just gonna be single crochet all around. I'm gonna start on the hats. I'm gonna make 2 different hats, same pattern, different hook sizes. So for the double stranded one, I think is a 10, but I might have used an 8. I have to go back in my video and see what I was using. And for the other one, for the single stranded one, I'm going to use my 5mm hook, which is in my backpack in my car. I think it's in there somewhere. I have to just go get it. and the yarn that I have left over is still one whole skein, and then a little bit of this I will be using it towards those hats. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with this one, double strand this one, and then add the double stranded from this one, or maybe I'll just make the regular one the single stranded and then do the double stranded and add this one to it. I don't know yet. I'll figure something out. So right now, border with this one. Okay, there it is. So pretty. I really love it. So now I am going to be working on the 2 other hats to go with that scarf. This is my 5, and I'm just gonna start with the single stranded one. And yeah, and go from there. This tutorial is by Days Crochet, and I just love it. I love how it comes out. So that's just what I've been doing. I'm just gonna start. Okay, update. I just finished the beanie, one of them. This one is technically the foldable one. You just stretch it and you put it on. Perfect. I don't want to wear it for too long. And this one is bigger than the other one that I made. I have this one laying around, but it's not done. But it's longer and wider, even though this one stretches. This one can stretch to the size of this one, but this one can stretch just a little bit more. So yeah, don't have enough of one of the yarns to finish it. But yeah, I have to go back to one of my videos to figure out what type of hook I was using to make the double-stranded one. So that's what I will be doing. Okay, I was definitely using the 10. So that's what I will be using. And I actually have some scrap yarn from whenever I was making granny square purses. I don't have a video for that one, I think. But I have quite a bit of scrap. So I have this here, and then what I just didn't use from making the scarf. So I will be using both scraps. Okay, so it is currently the next morning. It's like 8 something, 8:30 maybe. And I finished all of the items in the Erin warm wheat color. That's still a lot of work. So these are the 2 hats. This one is obviously longer. It just has a folded brim. They're exactly the same pattern. This one is just 3 rows for the top portion and then 3 repeats for the rest of the hat, so like the body. And this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows for the top portion, and it has 6 repeats for the body. If you know, you know. These are the hats. I love both of them. They just look so nice, especially with the scarf. Super nice. Or super nice. Very pretty. So this is going to be the end of this video because I don't want to make it so long it's unwatchable, right? Next video will be a continuation, so a part 2 of this video where I will be working on the brown color, right, the espresso, and the ruby red color right here. I already have a ruby red hat of this one. I have 2 actually. I have 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the scarf, right? And I have extra yarn of this ruby red right here, right? From some hats I was doing last week. This should be enough for a beanie like this one, and if it's not, there's going to be a little bit of extra when I'm done with this one so that I can add to it. It works both ways, right? Because they only had 1 skein of this one when I went to the store last. So yeah, that's my plan. I don't have any of the hats that I made in the espresso color. I made 2 last weekend. Not last weekend, the weekend before, and both of them sold. So it's a nice color. And if I make the scarf to go with it, and then you see the hat, scarf, perfect. Perfect combination. Anywho, this was everything we were able to get done. Also, we got 2 other scarves started. So, plus, I've been working on the side on these granny square, the flower power. I've made 1 extra one because I already had 1 done, and I started on a 3rd one. So, been working on this. This is another project I have that somebody ordered, so I'm just gonna be working on that on this side, and whenever it's done I'll just show it in one of the videos or something. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you watched it all the way through, you are a real one. I really appreciate you guys. I probably post maybe a few more videos until New Year's, but if you're not going to be on YouTube or anything, happy holidays to you, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you, bye. Don't forget to subscribe and like and leave a comment. Bye.